Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Where are you going? You're like going in circles. Do you want to know how to get people to like you, or get people to like you? Develop a good reputation, to be well known in a very positive way to the people around you. This might sound kind of simple, but it's really just not being a douche. That's number one. Number two, it's also thinking about the other person, you know, and keeping in mind of what they want, what they think, what they're thinking about, or what they want out of their life, job. It doesn't have to necessarily be business. It could be personal, right? And number three, really try to connect. And I don't know, that's probably the hardest thing to explain. I don't even know how to really do it. But I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do in this camera, right? I'm trying to give you a topic that you're interested in to keep you watching. And so I'm trying to make a connection with you in a very useful way. In this case, trying to get people to like you. Or I don't know, whatever else I made in this video that I'm putting together. Like, it's connecting where you sort of find some sort of commonality, you know? I think that's the hardest thing. Is like, you know, one of the things about all the personal improvement stuff I've watched over the years, listened to, they talk a lot about motivation, self-talk, that kind of thing. But the thing that they don't, excuse me, the thing that they don't talk a lot about is making, basically trying to be authentic and then trying to make a connection. You have to do those two things all together. That's how you make a connection. I'm making this up as I go. It's essentially trying to find something that you genuinely like about a person, you know, something you like about me, something you like about somebody else, and you mention it in a very genuine way. Yeah, sure, maybe you have an ulterior motive, maybe you're trying to look better to them, but the reality is, you know, when you take the time to watch someone's video, like mine, for example, or you take the time to listen to someone or to ask questions to somebody, that's in a way of something that person is interested in. Like, for example, you can say, hey, I see that you're trying to swim or something, you know. What do you like about swimming? Or maybe I noticed that you're trying to swim and you're not, you know, are you trying to get better at swimming? Why are you, you know, you take interest in me. So that's the thing I learned from Dale Carnegie courses that takes a while to sort of figure out, is that if you can somehow remember that, like, one of the best ways to be an interesting person or have people be interested in you or people like you is to simply be interested in them. And what's funny is that sometimes the people that are the most annoying to you end up being the people that you end up liking the most and trusting the most. And I don't know why that is. I do know why that is. It's because of frequency of contact. When you, like, for example, if I pop up in your feed and you watch my videos on a regular basis, you learn to get to know me, like me, and trust me. And then if you don't watch my videos for a while, you forget about me. Just that same thing with people, right? People you're at work, people you're at school, people in your household, whatever, wherever you go, play games or hang out. The people you see on a regular basis, even if you don't talk to them, you build some sort of, like, I guess, bond or trust. Because even if you don't talk to them, they know who you are, you know who they are, or you've seen them before. You may not know their name, but it's that frequency of contact, whether it be physical, talking. That's kind of why when you meet up with a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, or maybe an acquaintance you know from school, high school, it's very easy to say, hey, you have the same teachers in mind, the same kind of, you know, some of the same people. You may have never actually talked to each other in high school, but maybe 30, 40, 50 years later, you can remember and you connect and you make that connection. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I was watching this video on the way to work about copywriting. His name is Nev. And he was talking about how to make money online. And he's a copywriter. He works for AppSumo, I think, or for Sumo. And I like his content. And there's something I was thinking about while I was swimming, was he said that when he got into copywriting, he wrote this email for Noah Kagan, who's someone else I follow that I really like a lot. And what I'm going to do when I get home is I'm going to email him and ask him about that email he wrote, because he wrote this email that got surprising results. And he kind of mentioned it. He didn't put a lot of focus on it, but they were surprised because it was funny, had some kind of inappropriate humor almost. I think that's how he mentioned it. And so I'm going to email him. I'm going to ask him, like, I want to see the email, because I genuinely want to see the email. This is what I do for a living. I want to see the email. And I'm just really curious about it. And you make contact with people in that way, you know? Like for example, ways people contact me, like on Reddit. Actually, the other day, someone asked me about my elbow pain because I have a bunch of videos on elbow pain on my channel. And then actually someone on Facebook messaged me too about, I think it was maybe neck pain or something to do with my weightlifting videos. And that's, they connected me, they asked me a question, right? And that's the way to connect. I didn't really respond to them because, to be totally honest, I didn't have an answer for them, and I'm sort of not weightlifting in that same way anymore. Now that I'm mentioning it, I probably should respond to them. See? Don't be a douche. This is what's so cool about social media, YouTube. When you put yourself in display, you kind of have to commit to doing things that you say you're gonna do. Even if only like 300 people see it. Or there's like no way to verify that I'm actually gonna do it. But because I'm saying it, it affirms that I'm gonna do it. The last thing I'll end with is environment, about how to get the best out of your mental capacity, creativity. I think sometimes we get too caught up in routine, and although routine is good for you, it's important that you put yourself in the right. I talked about state at the beginning of this video, so you gotta remember environment plays a role in your state of mind, your state of feeling, like being me, being in the pool. Or in this case, something I didn't do usually in my work days, like during a break, I walked to the bookstore down the street from my work, and that I was able to browse around, read books. I mean, just read a few pages here and there, just kind of like let the colors, and I took a really cool snapshot of a real quote by Steve Jobs. I saw some books I really love, like Elon Musk's book, or the biography of Elon Musk. Also, some other things that I read or saw was this book about Hamilton. Another book by, who else was there? A bunch of different people. Anyways, the point is that there's different types of input to stimulate your mind, right? That change your attitude about things. Because I had this killer headache that's been driving me nuts throughout the day. Happened around 2 o'clock. And I found that just when you get like positive stimulation of some kind that really kind of perks you up, it really does change. You know, that's kind of why, you know, if you remember being in school, high school, and you're doing this assignment that's ridiculously boring, you know, you have to do it by yourself, and then someone comes up to you or someone next to you says, hey, you gonna ask that girl out? Or they start talking to you about stuff unrelated to work. And it's kind of cool because it gets your head off the pain of boredom, in this case the pain of my headache, which although they might sound different, they're actually not that much different. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end there. See you later.